Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Alright, so versus Manga chapter 3, multiple worlds have been connected to Hallow's world along with their various different enemies. We have worlds that have been taken over by plants, another by some sort of fungi, some that just look like a wasteland, and others that look very futuristic and might have been taken over by aliens, along with various other countless other worlds. It's explained that different worlds were summoned to Hallow's world due to the effects of the summoning circle, and I mean of course it did, because they covered the entire planet with it. So different people from various other worlds take refuge at what looks like the king's castle, running from different types of enemies. Zaybi, yes, Zaybi, it's back to Zaybi now, together with Kayla and some of her other squad members, prepare to set out to try and help more humans outside. Zaybi mentions that the only people that can use teleportation magic are the wizards, which is himself and other magic users. Zaybi also tells Hallow to stay back because he's injured, but Hallow was determined to follow Zaybi and Kayla to help other people outside, because to him, his warrior status has no meaning if he can't fight for other people. Hallow eventually convinced Zaybi to let him go with them, which forces Pan to tag along as well. Now on their journey outside to find people to save, they get attacked by this mole-like looking monster from another world. But the fight doesn't last very long, because suddenly the mole monsters notice something and immediately burrow back into the ground. Kayla and the others then see what they could only describe as a moving mountain passing by, but actually that simply has to be Godzilla from another parallel Earth, where he probably wiped out most of mankind, which is just absolutely crazy to think about that the author would even add this. Hallow sees a humanoid creature in the distance and mistakes it for a human, but it turns out to be some sort of giant human man-beast who was even currently devouring a human. The giant beastman then diverts his attention to Hallow and the others, ready to attack and consume them. But before that, Hallow could notice that there were in fact humans right in front of the giants that could be saved. The giant slammed down on Hallow, trying to smash him, but Hallow was able to withstand it and help the monster until the others could save the mother and her children. Hallow planned to distract the giant beastman so the others could escape, so he tells everyone else to run for it. But Zaybi distracted the beastman with some sort of smoke magic, allowing Hallow to join them and escape. Zaybi tells Hallow that sacrifice isn't the same as courage, and that he shouldn't ever try to get himself killed like that ever again, to which Hallow apologizes. Now all these monsters we've witnessed are all from different Earths. Because the worlds are merged, just like humans, monsters can also simply walk into another world. Kayla and her squad, Zaybi, Hallow and Pan, along with the mother and children they just saved, all run back to the teleportation circle to get out of there. The smoke didn't distract the giant for long though, because he easily blows it away and chases down Hallow and the others. Guns have absolutely no effect on this giant beastman, so Kayla and everyone simply have to try to lose the giant by running. I also want to mention that because Hallow's world is merged with other worlds, Hallow and the others have to make their way through basically different Earths or different worlds to find people to save. So currently, they're not even in their own Earth, which is why they have to get to the teleportation circle. Zaybi and everyone have to stop upon reaching a giant hole in the ground that they can't jump across. So Kayla shoots a zip line across, which allows everyone to use it and get to the other side. They have a moment of relief after seeing the giant man beast on the other side, only for it to simply jump over the massive ditch and land with them on the other side. The chase now continues until they reach the site where they formerly fought the mole monsters. The mole monsters then emerge again, but this time attack the giant beastman, allowing Hallow and the others to finally escape. They eventually get to the teleportation circle, completely exhausted from all the running they just did, only for one of the kids they just saved to hear more humans nearby. Zaybi and Pan were a bit reluctant to go because they were so tired, but Hallow, without even thinking, quickly runs to check on more humans, allowing the others to follow after, with some of them staying behind at the teleportation circle to protect the people they just saved. Hallow and Zaybi now go through a wild goose chase through different worlds to save as many people as possible before finally getting back to the king's castle. Everyone was totally tired at their arrival to the castle. Zaybi's other colleagues then come and assist them, but also telling Zaybi that they have a big problem. Zaybi is then taken to the king himself, who has fallen greatly ill to another worldly disease. It turns out that other humans coming from different parallel Earths also brought the diseases with them as they seek refuge in Hallow's world. Diseases that have already started to spread, forcing several people to be quarantined. Hallow and some of Kayla's men now think of all the enemies they have to face. We've got the AI robots, demons, giant beastmen and giant plants, mole monsters, Godzilla-like kaijus, man-eating plants, alien-like UFOs, and man-eating fungi. It's a plethora of enemies the humans have to face. So Zaybi calls a meeting, assembling 1 or 2 persons from every parallel universe so they can brainstorm and analyze all their enemies to figure out what to do next, ending the chapter. So they'll really have to organize themselves and work together to have any chance of surviving all of this. My best guess is that they'll have to find a way to make all their enemies fight each other, just like we saw with the AI robots and the demons. And you have to wonder yourself how the enemies will feel about all of this. For example, the demons, because they'll have to now deal with a lot of competition from the enemies of the other world. So a lot of interesting perspectives to look at all of this from. But that's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.